Your router was a spy, you had no idea, and your two-factor code did nothing to stop it. According to Black Lotus Labs, over 18,000 home and office routers silently handed Russian intelligence your Microsoft login credentials. No malware, no phishing email, no warning. Just one change setting and your account was open. The group behind this attack is called APT28. Security researchers also call them Fancy Bear or Forest Blizzard. They operate for Russia's GRU, that's Russian military intelligence. APT28 has been active for over 2 decades. They were behind the 2016 U.S. Democratic National Committee breach. They breached the German Bundestag in 2015. These are not opportunistic criminals. They are a disciplined, state-funded intelligence operation. To understand this attack, you need to know 2 things. First, Soho routers. Soho stands for Small Office, Home Office. These are the devices connecting your home or small business to the internet. Second, DNS, the domain name system. DNS is the internet's phone book. When you type Outlook.com, your DNS server tells your device which IP address to connect to. If an attacker rewrites that setting, they decide where your traffic goes. That is the entire attack. Here is exactly what APT28 did. They scanned the internet for vulnerable Soho routers. Many of these devices were running outdated firmware. Firmware is the built-in software that controls your router. Old, unpatched firmware contains known security weaknesses. Once attackers found a vulnerable router, they gained access. Then they made just one change. They rewrote the router's DNS setting. One line, that's it. No malware was installed. No files were modified. The router looked perfectly normal to everyone using it. Here is where it gets dangerous. When a user tried to log into Microsoft Outlook or Teams, their browser sent an authentication request. An authentication request is a message that says, "I am this person, let me in." Because the router's DNS now pointed to Russian-controlled servers, that request was silently redirected. The attacker's server sat invisibly in the middle of the connection. This is called an adversary-in-the-middle attack. The attacker intercepts your traffic without you knowing. The attacker then captured what's called an OAuth token. An OAuth token is a digital key. It proves your identity to Microsoft without needing your password again. With that token, the attacker could access your account from anywhere in the world. And here is the critical part. MFA, short for multi-factor authentication, is the second login step, like a text message code sent to your phone. This attack bypassed MFA entirely. Your second factor was useless. According to Black Lotus Labs and Microsoft Threat Intelligence, more than 18,000 routers were compromised in this campaign. The peak activity occurred in December 2025. Over 200 organizations were confirmed targets. Those organizations included ministries of foreign affairs, law enforcement agencies, and third-party email providers. The technical research was led by Ryan English and Danny Adamitis of Black Lotus Labs at Lumen Technologies. Microsoft Threat Intelligence published corroborating findings simultaneously. The researchers' public disclosure also cited the involvement of the FBI and the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre. What makes this attack uniquely alarming is its invisibility. The attackers never touched a single victim device. No phishing email was sent. No software was installed on anything you own. Your antivirus software saw nothing. Your endpoint protection saw nothing. Your laptop's firewall saw nothing. Because nothing happened on your devices. The attack lived entirely inside your router, a device most people configure once and forget forever. This is a fundamentally different class of threat. So how did APT28 access these routers in the first place? The compromised devices were running outdated firmware with known security weaknesses. Many were end-of-life products. End-of-life means the manufacturer no longer issues security patches. Confirmed device types include MikroTik routers and TP-Link WR841N models, as reported by Black Lotus Labs. An unpatched, end-of-life router is not just old hardware. It is a permanently open vulnerability that no update will ever close. Let's be clear about who was actually hit. Confirmed targets include ministries of foreign affairs, government departments handling sensitive diplomatic communications. Law enforcement agencies were compromised. Third-party email providers, companies managing email infrastructure for other organizations, were also targeted. This means APT28 was not after one country or one agency. They were collecting credentials at scale, across governments and their supply chains simultaneously. According to Black Lotus Labs, the campaign peaked in December 2025. More than 200 confirmed affected organizations. These were not random. Every target was selected. You might think, this is a government problem, I'm not a target. But this campaign used consumer hardware. Micro-TIC and TP-Link devices sold in retail stores. The same models used in small offices, co-working spaces, and private homes. APT28 assembled a global network of compromised routers. Each one can serve as a relay for further attacks, not just credential theft. Your router is your personal on-ramp to the internet. It now has geopolitical significance, and most people cannot tell if theirs has been touched. Here is what to do right now. 1. Check your router model. If you have a MikroTik or TP-Link WR841N, verify it still receives firmware updates. Go to the manufacturer's website and search for end-of-life status. If it's unsupported, replace it. 2. Log into your router's admin panel and check the DNS settings. Your DNS should point to a trusted resolver 1 from Cloudflare or 8 from Google are both safe defaults. If you see an unfamiliar IP address in that field, change it immediately and reboot the device. 3. Install every available firmware update today. Do not wait. 4. If you use Microsoft 365, visit Account, Microsoft.com, go to Security and review your recent sign-in activity. Revoke any session you do not recognize. Your router is the door. Secure it. Russia's APT28 compromised over 18,000 routers worldwide by changing one DNS setting. They stole Microsoft OAuth tokens. They bypassed MFA. They hit over 200 organizations, governments, law enforcement, email infrastructure. And the entry point was outdated consumer hardware sitting in homes and offices worldwide. This is what nation-state hacking looks like in 2026. No malware, no phishing, just infrastructure. If this video helped you understand the threat, subscribe to the Hack Ledger. We report real threats with verified facts every week.